What's going on, guys? This is Zinux here back with another video for you guys, and today we're going to be showing you a quick tutorial on how to get past the royal pools on the Leviathan raid. Now, just staying ahead of time, there's not as much energy into this video, and I'm talking a little bit lower because everybody's asleep at the moment, and I didn't get a chance to do this voiceover until late, so yeah, that's my bad. But nonetheless, we're still going to help you guys through this video, and if you guys would drop a like down below, subscribe for more Destiny content, that would help me out so much. Without further ado, let's get straight into this. So the royal pools area comes right after the Calarum, I think that's what it's called. Calatus? I don't remember, dude. I'm terrible at those names. But it came right after that first area that you get to, where you have to use the 2 staffs and a chalice and put them into the pads so you can open up the doors. So yeah, this is the second area right after that. Now, this area is actually not too difficult. I'm just going to give you a quick strategy that we used that really helped out after we figured out what was going on. Now, in this area, there's going to be 5 pads, 4 of them of which your teammates are going to have to stand on in different areas of the map. There's one, like, say you're coming straight out of the door, or you're just in the spawn. There's going to be one straight to your left, one straight to your right, and then one upper right, and then one upper left. And then there's going to be one in the middle that's going to be the initiating pad in order to start the whole sequence of it starting up. And that pad's also going to be useful later on after I talked about some other stuff. Now, one thing to do note is that you only have 1 revive per player, so after you revive someone, you can no longer revive anybody else. That is very crucial because if somebody goes down multiple times and you've already revived them once and you're in charge of reviving them again because nobody else can get to them, then you're not going to be able to do that. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. Now, after you have designated people on the royal pads area, you're designated 4, there's going to be 2 people that are just kind of floating around and killing ads and just doing whatever else you need them to do, which we had them actually switch off with people in their pads. Now, we had it in a weird clockwise formation at first. When that wasn't really working out too well, people were kind of getting mixed up, so what we did was the next best thing, which was we just had one person that was a floater. I'm going to call them floaters. The 2 floaters that didn't have a designated pad, we had one in the upper area for the upper right and left pads, and then we had one in the bottom right and left pads as well. Now, what this floater did was that he just took over a pad when somebody else needed to go get more power. And what I mean by power is what I was going to talk about with the pad in the middle. After you use the pad in the middle and initiate the fight, you're going to have to keep going back there to get what is called a Scion's protection. I believe that's what it was called, but either way, you're going to have that in your bottom left corner of your screen, and pretty much what that does is allows you to stand in the pool of water on each side of your pads. Now, pretty much this is the only way that you can survive standing in the water, so you got to make sure to have this on at all times, and you have a times 50, which is pretty much just 50 seconds that'll be counting down as you're standing in the water. Now, this thing recharges extremely fast in the middle. Pretty much after one person grabs it, it'll be like a little orb sort of deal where you just stand in it, and then it'll give you the power and you can move on. So what we had the 2 floaters do is we just had them grab the power and wait until somebody needed to switch off, and then we switched off with somebody that needed it on each of the sides. Now, the floaters would just switch off with either side, right or left. Usually we just have a system where we would switch off pretty early when somebody's at 15 seconds or 20 even, just switch off with one of them so he can go grab his power right off the bat, and then he comes back to that pad, and then you run to the middle and grab some more power and go to the other pad across the other way. So pretty much this is all you do. You just keep rinsing and repeating. You just make sure to stay on these pads 24/7 because the reason you need to stay on these pads is that it actually activates these lanterns in the middle that you're going to have to shoot later on. Now, you're also going to have these big, huge cabal-like guys that have huge cleavers that come out of the ground right next to your pad, and you're going to need to take care of them very quickly because they can do a lot of damage to you, so make sure that you are taking care of them. Otherwise, you're just going to need to make sure that you take care of this very quickly because if you're not fast enough with getting these pads done, then you are going to run into some trouble, which is pretty much going to kill you. Like, literally, you'll just have your whole team be wiped. So make sure you guys are just running this rotation very nicely. Like I said, you just have 2 people on each pad in the upper right and left pad, and then bottom right and bottom left pad, and 2 floaters, and the floaters will make sure to keep going back and forth through the middle, as well as the guys on the other pads when they rotate off and go to the middle and grab that recharge orb that gives you the Scion protection, and just go right back to your pad and just slowly activate the pads, and you will be all good. Now, after the pads have been activated, you're going to have to run back to the middle where the middle pad is the initiating one, and you're going to need to shoot some lanterns that are in there. Make sure you are actually standing in the middle plate in the middle as well, because if you're not standing on the middle pad in there, then you will not be able to do any damage to the lanterns. So what we had is one guy actually taking care of ads while the rest of them stood on the pad and did some damage. Now, there's 9 lanterns altogether. We shot down all 6 in the front. There's going to be the ones in the front left and one in the front right, and there's also going to be one behind you. Depending on where you're looking, you'll know what I mean. So we focused the 2 ones in the front of us first, so we took down 3 on the left side and then 3 on the right, and then we went one more round with all the pads, rinse and repeat, and then just came back and took down the last 3 and moved on. Pretty much this is the only thing you need to do, and then you are free to go. You just have to activate some levers, and then you'll activate a secret room to go into and carry on with the raid. Now the levers aren't too hard to activate. They will be in the upper right area by the upper right pad. You just see like these snake-like levers on the wall, and you can just activate those two. There'll be 2 in that one, and actually 2 in the bottom right area of that same right side. Otherwise, that is pretty much it. There's not much else to explain. If I did miss something, I duly apologize, but I'm pretty sure that's all we need. You know, you just have the 4 people on their designated pads. You just make sure where they are at. You have the 2 floaters taking care of ads and switching with people on the pads when they need to go back to the middle, because that time will run out, like I said. And then, you know, they go grab the aura through the middle initiating pad and run back to their pad, and then you go and take care of whoever else needs help by switching with them off their pads. But that is pretty much all you need to do. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to please come like, subscribe. It really helps me out so much. But yeah, we're going to have some more tutorials out tomorrow. We were not able to get all the way to the boss fight today. We got to the gauntlet, and then people were just breaking down and not really, like, we were just all burnt out, and just nobody was doing what they could, and then we couldn't get a 6th. So it just all went downhill, but that's okay, because we're going to come back again with it tomorrow. Thank you guys all for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to please kind of like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.